Subaru Park, site of the PLL Championship game in 2022. The best players in the world and some of the greatest lacrosse players to ever play the game will be in action tonight when Chaos take on Waterdogs. Comes off a pick. Now he's got Witcher on him. Shot by Rogers, scores! Shallon Rogers.
Dane's dealing again. 92 in white, always has his head up. And when you play with a facilitator and a passer like that, you know you're getting the rock, Ryan.
Yeah, I mentioned Waterdogs wanted to bump up some of their defensemen, and it's because of Dane Smith and Shallon Rogers. Those two guys in the midfield are such a tough matchup. You can see Burns just kind of, should I go, should I not go? He kind of gets caught ball watching a little bit. Rogers floats behind the play.
Here's Smith again. Already has an assist on that Shallon Rogers goal. Byrne. Got his left hand free and he scores!
The formula for Chaos all playoffs long is get to an early lead and then ride Blaze Reardon, his hot hand in cage. 2-0 start. That's exactly the formula you want if you're Chaos. Something off the substitution game here.
There we go, coming on to the box real quick. Hand out, but Reardon is right there. Now they'll look to move quickly.
Reese can pull.
Shot, score! That's going to be a one-point goal. He had his foot across the line, but it's a juice goal for Chaos nonetheless.
Ouch! You called it, Ryan. Reese can score. When you watch him back at his days at the Naval Academy, when he crosses the midfield, he's a threat. Plant, rip, high and tight.
Yeah, he's a natural long stick midfielder that they've bumped down to close defense. And it's really shored up their defense in the playoffs. But he's always had this potential. You go back into yesteryears when he was a part of the bomb squad.
Robinson. After further review, shooter's toe hit the line, 1-point goal.
Okay, so it's only a 1 point. They'll move it back to 3, but it's still 3-love here. Chaos all over this first quarter.
And that takes a lot of their offensive juice out. I mean, this is a team that led the league in shots, and they do it from end to end off of Dylan Ward saves.
This is going to be a great look and a goal. Finally, Waterdogs get on the board. It's Connor Kelly.
He was a Chaos killer earlier in the season with 6 points. Connor Kelly won a national championship at the University of Maryland. Loves the big stage. Look at the deception right here. Dips his head, dips his shoulders, gets big Blaze thinking low, ball goes high. We're playing for a Cash App PLL championship.
Skip pass through to Cloutier. Sidearm pass himself. O'Keefe scores!
Shallon Rogers already with a goal and an assist in just the first quarter. He has been a serious problem for the Waterdogs defensively.
You got a guy like Mac O'Keefe. Beautiful shot with the drone. Rogers does enough to get to the middle of the field to warrant some help right here, right? So he carries over there and gets the Waterdogs ball watching. That's the last guy you want to ball watch on a mid-range shot. That's the most prolific goal scorer in NCAA lacrosse history at Penn State. You know what I loved about that? He likes to shoot high a lot. So Ward probably had the book on O'Keefe. He's going to shoot high, he's going to shoot high.
Second time they've caught Liam Burns kind of ball watching.
Withers, wow. There's a rebound goal by Sowers. That lights up this crowd too here in Philly.
If you were wondering who the Philly faithful were going to pull for, that question is answered. The hometown kid, Michael Sowers, with the response.
Michael, what's it like to be back in Philly?
It's real cool. I mean, got a lot of family and friends here, so.
Coach said you were about 85% in warm-ups. Tell us your status right now and what your limitations are.
100%.
There's a lot more green.
But now with this penalty getting released, the initial penalty, now you want to hold and try to kill this clock.
They can hold all but for about 20 seconds. McCarl's got a great chance and scores. He ain't holding on to that one.
pretty much a worst case scenario for Chaos. That last minute and a half stretch right there. You cough up the ball on one end, then you finally get it back. You got your power play about to set to come on. You cough it up again. You've got an extra defender, and yet Waterdogs still cash in.
The extra defender, though, they don't seem like they're in sync yet, right? Like, the extra defender doesn't even know he's extra.
Sit down.
You feel the momentum has changed down on the field now. The guys in purple flying around, making plays. They've awoken.
Inside, good feed. Conrad scores! Ryan Conrad!
Conrad coming to the playoff party. In the first round against the Atlas, he had 3 goals and an assist. Playing his best lacrosse, a dual threat midfielder.
And it's a beautiful cut here by Conrad. He's going to start off the ball. You're going to see a little dodge down the alley. Michael Sowers is going to pop out. A double team's going to come. You're going to see this feed behind and then feed inside from Sowers to Conrad. Good identification by Waterdogs. They draw the double, bang it. Conrad with that nice little cut inside, and the find by Sowers.
Yeah, the recovery from the Chaos, when they doubled, they were slow to get back inside. Defensively, you got to protect the paint. You start your defense inside out. They stayed outside, so what that create? An inside cutting opportunity for Ryan Conrad.
Here comes McCardle. Got a little bit of room. Got past plays and scores. Reardon got a piece of it, but it wasn't enough to deny McCardle. Waterdogs take their first lead.
Signature season for Kieran McCardle. Disrespected as a pro. Leads the league in assists. The 3 goals last week in the semifinal had the Dogs advancing.
Yeah, you're going to see a little 2-man game. Christian Scarpello comes over. Newman tries to fight around it. A little bit of separation is all McCardle needs to get his hands free, and his hot streak continues.
Sold out in Baltimore. I mean, what a show. What a year for women's lacrosse.
PLL championship here, now a 1-goal game. Waterdog without his cross. You can play without your equipment here in the pro level. You can't do that at college and high school. And Byrne beats Ward, his Canadian national team teammate, all knotted up at 5.
Here's the deal with Chris Cloutier. He's a load on the left wing. And you have to worry about him being a shooter if you lay off him for just a fraction of a second. So he gets the defense to think we need to support. And the next man in the rotation is Josh Byrne.
Andy Copeland told me they want to run. Obviously, that starts with stops and face-offs, wins, and they get off to a great start. I believe it was Ryan Conrad, right-handed to the middle of the field, dodging through the smoke.
You know, he's got big game experience, won a national championship at the University of Virginia in 2019. He was the difference maker for the Cavaliers. He was their lifeline, their pulse in the middle of the field. But what I'm seeing as a pro, Ryan, right now, he's stepping up his game offensively.
Significant improvement if you look at him from regular season to the postseason. Kark, as you mentioned, this is a big game type of player. He wins his individual matchup. You can see Chaos try to support with that slide. It's just a hair late, and Conrad buries it.
In the field, whether it's off a face-off with a Fogo or if it's some offensive personnel.
Yeah.
So running creates matchups.
That's a great point because you get an offensive player from the Chaos having to play defense.
Desperation score! Sowers beats Reardon with just 1 second left on the shot clock.
Multiple times in the first half, Michael Sowers got a short stick matchup and was not able to cash in. On one situation, he drew a slide, poor spacing. The next one didn't really press the issue. Here, he presses the issue, no slide comes, and he capitalizes on that error.
Yeah, he gets it off. He's looking at the big screen, likes what he sees. This is a great message for any young attackman, man.
Matty Palin reached in his pocket. He grabbed the flag, did not throw it.
Kept it in. This team's aggressive defensively, the Chaos.
Conrad with the hat trick.
Some guys just like the bigger stage, the brighter lights, the competition gets the fire burning. Ryan Conrad has been a difference maker for the Waterdogs in this playoff. Unbelievable ability to play under pressure, fight through contact, and squeak one by Big Blaze.
And number two is you want to get Blaze kind of looking from behind the goal to back in front of the goal, trying to identify shooters. Feels like that gives them the best chance to score.
Dogs on a 7-1 run, and a big reason why they can extend it is 77. Courier in the middle of the field, he's just a Hoover vacuum for any ground ball that's up for grabs.
Oh, he leads the league in non-face-off ground balls basically every year. Like, stamp it.
Here's Hannah. Shoots and scores on the run.
It's hammer time, Ryan.
Out of the 9 Waterdogs goals, only 2 are assisting. So Chaos are basically daring the Waterdogs. Can you win an individual matchup? The short answer is yes. You see Hannah just sweep all the way across the field. No help, no support. Tough, tight angle. You can see Reardon kind of creep off that near pipe. I think that's one of the few mistakes Reardon's made all game.
Sticking out of the air, and here we go the other way. 2-point goal, that might get Chaos going. It's Matt Reese who buries it.
Who had Matt Reese scoring 2 goals and having 3 points? Did you?
No, and this is why you love the PLL. A 4-goal lead can change in the blink of an eye.
This was the MO for Chaos early on in the PLL history. You gotta watch their transition. You gotta watch their transition. All they do is shoot 2s. Well, when Blaze Reardon makes clean saves, you can get out and run. He corrals the loose ball, and then Reese, you can see all sorts of daylight. The early slide, I mean, he's a legit, 3-4 yards beyond the 2-point arc, but that's the type of range that Reese has.
Yeah, they're not reviewing that. You know what I love about that shot?
Gonna have to move quickly. Jackson scores from X.
Kyle Jackson, when you turn on the tape, when it comes to a left-handed goal scorer, he's so versatile in terms of where he can attack. He likes the high wing, but he's played behind the cage a lot of his career, whether it's at the University of Michigan for the Chaos. He's so smooth in tight quarters there, and he squeezes that in. This was a 9-5 goal game, right?
Ryan was right down there in the melee. Chaos winning the title. Walker scores.
You know, it helps having Jake Withers. This is the guy who was under 50% at the stripe in the regular season. Went 52% against the league MVP, Trevor Baptiste, to give the offense those kind of opportunities.
It's his ability to win the face-off and then stay on.
Kelly's on the defensive end, number 40 for the Waterdogs. So Chaos have a little bit of a matchup advantage. Goal! Falling in by Cloutier. We mentioned his name a couple of times already, Clark, that we hadn't heard much from him. Now he scores a really loud goal in the 4th quarter.
Big body. 14 goals in 2016 in the national semifinal and the national finals when North Carolina won a championship. Put the team on his back. He loves the big moments, Quint.
He's too big. He's too big. He's just too big.
Beautiful touch to score before falling in the crease. Good goal. It's a 1-goal disadvantage for Chaos. They're hanging in there.
It's just incredible body control. You talk about a physical dodger. He gets Sabia off his line. Quick little inside roll, but as he's falling down, to be able to go top shelf and go over the top of Ward.
It'll remind folks who follow lacrosse of Syracuse, Kark. This has been a staple of the Syracuse program for years.
Good call, Q.
Walker and Kelly up top. Kelly led the league in 2-point goals during the year. McCardle, he steps into it off a defender. That got Newman, but Newman did his job.
If they could find a 2-on-1 with 57 in purple and 40 in purple, those are two high-performing outside shooters.
Full strength. Oh, the extra move to get a better look. And Connor Kelly buries it.
He's one of them. 40 in purple is one of them. They flash out to him because why, Ryan?
He's a stretch shooter of this bunch. Leads the league in 2-pointers. When these two teams played earlier this season, he put up 2. So you got to slide out to him. You got to play that scout rush. Flies out. Kelly wisely pulls his stick. Big face dodge. Good find here by McCardle. With this huge face dodge. And then another leaner.
Yep.
Dips his head. Dips his shoulder. His whole body says, I'm shooting this low. And he keeps it high.
It's this simple. When you're an outside hired gun, what's your counter move? That's his counter move right there. Clock stops. Clock stops.
Dane Smith, he's gonna have to let it fly. He does. Blaze Reardon is there, gets a stick on it, tries to get it to somebody that can shoot it, and Josh Byrne, and they can't get a shot off. Waterdogs, 3 years after an expansion team in the league, take home the title.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Let's hand out some hardware, shall we? Now to present the 2022 PLL Cash App Championship Trophy is the PLL co-founder and CEO, Mike Rabel.
Thanks, Katie. How about the city of Philadelphia? Unbelievable fans. Thank you so much for showing up. You guys always do. I'd also like to thank our major sponsors in Ticketmaster, Champion, and Cash App in supporting this league all year round. And I'd like to congratulate the Chaos Lacrosse Club on an incredible season. They inspire me every day with their play and their resilience. And now, I want to introduce your 2022 PLL champions, the Waterdogs Lacrosse Club.